I built a sports agency with no rich family, no rich investors, no shortcuts. Sports in general changed my life. So when I saw this opportunity, it wasn't about the money. It was more merely about changing lives. Welcome back to the channel. It's that guy, SoFly Energy Eli. Please do make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe, man. Listen, when it came to me, creating my sports agency, this was something I thought of back in 2017, man. So I'll give you guys like a rundown. I was, at a big camp in Spain, back in Girona, Spain, back in 2016. And I saw a lot of the things happening behind the scenes. I saw a lot of the things of that was happening not only with myself, but other players. And after everything was over with, I sat back and said, this guy's doing this, guy's making this, he's trying to get this opportunity, he's doing. I said, you know what, I can do this. I can really run a sports agency. I said, I know it's gonna take some time. I know I have to get accredited. I know I have to get licensed, but it's going to take some time. And now also, I want to mention, in certain aspects, you don't have to be licensed now. A lot of things have changed, but that was back then. So back then I was like, okay, how can I get started? And that was back in 2017, and so many things in life had happened, so many changes in my life. But back, and let's say about 2024, when I transitioned back for a brief moment where I'm, currently still am back in the United States, I said, I'm gonna start my agency. And not only me starting my agency, but my cousin, who was also a co-CEO of the company, we said it's time. And I said, cuz, don't worry about it. I'm already, got a leg up on some things. I'm already in position to start. So I said, boom, like, let's get it. Let's go. So, and it was a branch off from my e-commerce business as well. But I said, let's get this thing started. Let's keep rolling. Let's go. So one thing led to another, man. I was in the Bahamas, man. I literally on a vacation with family for our family reunion. So I'm in the gym one of these days, I still got to get my workouts in. I still got to, keep moving, keep doing what I got to do to stay fit. And I ran into a kid who was in college, him and his girlfriend, inside the gym on the cruise ship. So we get to chopping it up, talking. I'm telling him about, how I just transitioned back from the UK and all these things I'm doing. And he tells me he runs track. I'm like, okay, he runs track. Now, at this point, I hadn't started the agency yet. The agency was not started yet, but I already had in mind of what I kind of wanted to do and where I kind of wanted to go with it. So as things could kind of go on, I said, listen, give me your social media. We exchanged social media. I said, I'm going to be in contact. And that was about July of 24, I want to say. So not even probably December, January, I was in contact with him. And he was the first, collegiate athlete that we had signed to Manuscript Sports Agency, which was a blessing. And he's still a vital part of the agency, at this point until this day. But I'm just showing you the power of being able to speak to people, the power of networking. So that's how it started. I didn't have any fancy connections. The only connection at this current point that I do have, is someone, who played professionally, saying his former agent. I won't really dive too much deeper into that, but that's not even a connection as far as, hey, they can promise and get me this. It's more of, I don't want anything from you. I want your information. I want your knowledge. And I would tell anybody, that's how you have to go about it. You have to be fearless, but be real in your mind, but fearless to the point where you said, okay, this thing is going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to get what I need to get. I'm going to continue to move as if everything is already here. And you have to be some form of delusional. So then it went from him. Then my next client I signed was, I ended up meeting somebody from Brazil. They connected me with, people that they knew in teams and organizations. So then I formed a partnership. So then that opened the door for more players. So then I signed another guy from Brazil. And then other guys I wanted to sign and, come aboard on the agency. But the thing is, the agency is now going global. Now people are knowing about Manuscript Sports Agency, because at the end of the day, on the back of the logo, we want to be worldwide, and we are worldwide, and we're going to continue to be worldwide. Then hindsight, I signed one of my former teammates from Spain back in 2016.